Hey guys, welcome to R2R Bible Talk. I'm Jayla Waters. I am the leader of Revelation and Revolution, and it's a ministry that has a podcast under it as well as a Bible study group. Now, the Bible study group is just for women, but if you are a man, I would recommend following along with our 62 Days of Proverbs, which I'm about to get into. But yeah, I feel as though you'll still learn a lot, and it's a good way to start if you don't really know where to start in the Bible, or you're just new to the Bible, you're a beginner. Now, Proverbs is a really good book to start with because it is literally the book on wisdom. And I feel as though for you to go and try to read the Bible and learn the Bible, but you don't know how to apply it, as in you're gaining knowledge, but you don't know how to apply it, which that's what wisdom is. It's the application of knowledge, and knowledge just being knowledge. Knowledge without wisdom is dangerous. I think that's like a saying. It could be from the Bible. It could just be a saying. I wouldn't be shocked if it was from the Bible and people made it a saying. But anyways, let's get into the purpose of Proverbs. Before that, I want to explain how to do the challenge. So the 62 days of Proverbs is 62 days because there are 31 chapters in Proverbs. I didn't want to overwhelm anybody, so I wanted to do like every other day. So basically, every other day you will study it, but on those days off, so say day 1, you'll start with chapter 1. You'll read through it. You'll highlight the parts that stand out to you. You'll circle words you don't know, write down questions that you have, and you just try to get as much understanding based off of what you see and your knowledge that you already have. And then the next day you will go back and you'll read through it again, and you'll just basically go and try to research the questions that you wrote, research the words you don't know, and if you saw any verses that stood out to you that you wanted to remember, you wanted to meditate on, I recommend writing them down. I like to write them down on Post-its, as you can see behind me. I kind of just put them on my wall. I used to have more, but I did just move, so I'm like restarting. But okay. So the purpose of Proverbs, though, is to grow wisdom, not just mentally, but just in your action, in your everyday life. It's also to mature mentally and morally. And then you're also learning to use your God-given gifts wisely. So things to I just kind of want you guys to know before you get into reading it. For one, Proverbs was originally titled Marshall, and Marshall means to be like. So in verse 1, where it says, the Proverbs of King Solomon, son of David. Wait, hold on. The Proverbs of Solomon, son of David, the king of Israel. You could also say that as to be like Solomon, son of David, king of Israel. And to me, that's kind of the purpose of Proverbs. These are all, like, not that they're not all written from Solomon, but they're all basically meant to show us how to be like Solomon, because he was one of the wisest prophets in biblical times. But it is also, Proverbs itself means the words for the living. So I'm sure we all want to be spiritually living. I know some of us may currently be spiritually dead, but this will help us get to a point to where we are spiritually alive. There are 3 main sections in Proverbs, and the first one is chapters 1 through 9, and that's basically advice for the young. These are poems, I guess you could say, or just proverbs that are they're correlated. They correlate to each other, and yeah, they basically each, like, if you read 1 through 33, it kind of has a correlation. Now, when you get into chapters 10 through 22, those are more short verses that don't really correlate to the verse previous to it. So you may read like verse 1 and then you go to verse 2 and it may have nothing to do with the first one. But they have really good advice and there's a lot of wisdom in them. Now, the last section is 22 to 33, and these are basically universal advice, universal admonitions that are just to help you grow in wisdom. And they have a similar style to 1 through 9, where they're just the longer chapters. I mean, they're all kind of similar sized chapters, but they correlate to each other. They're not just single verses that are on their lonesome, kind of. But yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to just tell you guys before you got into Proverbs. And go ahead and try to read chapter 1. I hope you guys like it.